Morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar on learning about trichoderma. Dr. Ankita is going to be sharing some insights about it, so I'm going to turn this over to her.
Good morning to all of you. I'm Dr. Ankita Garkoti. I'm working as a Senior Science Officer at Nurture Growth Biofertilizer. I have over 10 years of experience in agriculture research and extension, and I worked as a scientific officer in Organic Farming Department under Ministry of Agriculture, Farmers Welfare in India, where my work was focused in quality control testing of biofertilizers, organic fertilizers, and biologicals. So today I'm here to talk about the topic farming smarter with trichoderma and its role in promoting plant and soil health. So in today's presentation, this is our agenda. We'll talk about the introduction to trichoderma, role of trichoderma in plant growth and soil health, role of trichoderma in water and nutrient efficiency, its role as a biocontrol agent and as a decomposer, and its role in nutrient cycling. We'll talk about mode of action of trichoderma and some crop-specific examples. And advantage of trichoderma in agriculture. We'll talk about nurture growth biofertilizer and followed by question and answers. So if you have any questions regarding this presentation, you are free to drop a message in the chat box or you can ask at the end of the presentation. So let's start today's topic. Since we all know that agriculture today is facing several challenges as climatic change, degradation, and increasing input cost, and to ensure long-term productivity and to maintain our soil health, environmental health, and there is a need to adopt sustainable farming practices so that we can go sustainably towards agriculture. And to adopt these sustainable farming practices, use of beneficial microbes is a great alternative way. And trichoderma is one of the good example of beneficial microbes which can be used as a biofertilizer or biocontrol agent and offer a safe and cost-effective as well as environmental friendly means to enhance our crop health and nutrient efficiency, and also as a pest resistance um, uh, in our farming system. So this trichoderma is a beneficial filamentous fungus which grow in 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. This is the optimum temperature for the growth of this trichoderma. It has number of beneficial species as Trichoderma harzianum, Trichoderma viridi, and so many, which play an important role as a beneficial microbes and as a biologicals in sustainable agriculture. This is a slide showing the procedure how to isolate trichoderma. So it's it is usually found in soil or our rhizosphere area, and it can easily isolate from soil, root, decaying wood, organic matter, or other form of plant organic matter. Isolation from soil is done in selective media and in which we can incubate it for 7 days at 25 degrees Celsius. Subculturing can be done in PDA plates, and after the purification, we can inoculate it in a purified potato, dextrose, agar lands, and we can preserve it in deep freezer at minus 20 degrees Celsius. So these are the slides showing different strain of trichoderma. Uh, First one is Trichoderma harzianum, and the second one is Trichoderma viridi. This is just to show you how it looks in a Petri plate when we isolate it from soil or any other base. So after the isolation, we inoculate in PDA Petri plate and how it looks. So it is usually whitish or greenish in color, and it vary in terms of the which type of a strain it is. So let's talk about trichoderma mechanism. Trichoderma play an important role as a plant growth promotion as well as in soil health promotion. As a plant growth promoting factors, it is helpful in the growth and development of plant by releasing secondary metabolites. And by this, it is helpful in increasing the nutrient uptake in plant and therefore helpful in increasing the yield. In addition to plant growth promoting factors, it is also helpful in fight against diseases and pests and other biotic and abiotic stress also. The second is soil health promotion activities by doing the enzyme releasing activities. It enhance soil enzymatic activities and improve the soil biochemical properties where it is also helpful in degradation of organic matter and helpful in enriching the soil nutrient content. It also releases volatile organic compounds, which is also helpful in the growth and development of plant and also protect the plant from various diseases and pests. This is the slide showing the effect of trichoderma on plant growth, development, and health. So trichoderma is a fast-growing fungus which colonizes the root area. Here we can see presence of trichoderma, and because of its presence, it helps the plant root to grow more, deeper, and help to improve uptake of water and nutrients. Since the plant roots are growing faster, it is able to it is also helpful in uptake of water and nutrients. So it is helpful in more green growth and increase the photosynthetic capacity of plant and helpful in inducing the improvement in growth, yield, and nutritional quality of whatever produce we are producing in our crop. Apart from the plant growth factors, it's also helpful in suppressing plant root pathogen, especially the soil-borne pathogens or soil-borne diseases, for example, fusarium. Trichoderma is known as a soil-borne, it suppresses the soil-borne diseases. So it is helpful in both the factors as increasing the growth and development of, helpful in the growth and development of plant, as well as suppressing the harmful pathogens also. So this is the slide showing the enhancing water and nutrient efficiency by Trichoderma. So this fungi is a fast-growing fungus and it spread its mycelium throughout the soil and binding the particles together, which is helpful in formation of soil aggregates. So by making this soil aggregates, it is also helpful in increasing the soil porosity and improves the soil water retaining capacity. So the soil which is enriched in trichoderma, it acts like a sponge and holding more moisture, and it's an advantage in drought type of condition. So this is an example in the picture. We can see the physiological and growth response in rice plants by inoculation of trichoderma species. So in this research, what they have done is they have used the different strains of trichoderma in rice plants, and what they found is the water use efficiency in trichoderma treated plants is higher in comparison to the control one. So this shows that the use of trichoderma help in enhancing the water and water efficiency in plants. This is a slide in which we are showing the effect of volatile organic compounds released by trichoderma on plant. So trichoderma have the ability that it secreted some volatile organic compounds which have direct relation with the growth and development of plant as well as suppression of harmful pathogens. So by releasing these volatile organic compounds, either the trichoderma is present naturally in the soil or we are introducing it externally. It is helpful in releasing those volatile organic compounds, which is helpful in the growth and development of plant. Now let's talk about the mode of action of trichoderma. So trichoderma play an important role in the growth and development of plant and in helpful in enhancing the soil nutrient efficiency. So there are a number of mode of action. Let's talk one by one about these. So first is antibiosis. Trichoderma have the ability to produce antibiotics and small molecules which are toxic to pathogens. So whenever trichoderma is present, it restricts the growth of pathogen by releasing these antibiotics, or it releases some small toxic compounds which is harmful for the growth and development of harmful pathogenic fungus or other pathogens. So it saves the plant from those harmful pathogens and contribute towards the growth of plant. The next is mycoparasitism. It's like it parasitize the harmful pathogens and it coil around the harmful pathogen and inhibit its growth and help to protect the plant from these type of pathogenic fungus. Next is induced resistance. So soil which is treated by trichoderma, it induces the metabolic changes in plant and give resistance to plant against any type of biotic and abiotic challenges. So it is helpful in inducing the resistance system in plant. Trichoderma also act as an endophyte. It enter inside the plant and protect the plant and help in the growth and development of plant. In the competition, since In microbes also, there is competition for space and nutrients. So since Trichoderma is a fast-growing fungus, so it whenever there is any harmful pathogen in the soil, there is a competition between space and nutrition. So since Trichoderma is a fast-growing fungus, it grows so fast and it inhibits or suppress the growth of any pathogenic fungus and protect the plants against those harmful pathogens. So let's talk about direct biostimulation and biocontrol property of Trichoderma species. So Trichoderma protect the crop plant by direct stimulation, since most of the Trichoderma is present in the rhizosphere or endosphere zone. So most of this interaction, microbial interaction, like the interaction of different microbes with each other or the interaction of microbes with the plant, is done with the root area in the rhizosphere area. So where the plant, these microbes directly stimulate the plant growth. These Trichoderma is able to directly stimulate the plant growth. In addition to this, it is also helpful as a biocontrol against potential pathogens, as we already talked about antibiosis and secondary metabolite. By secretion of those, it is helpful in suppressing the growth of harmful pathogens. Impact of Trichoderma on plants. So what is the impact of Trichoderma on overall plant growth and development? Since presence of Trichoderma is helpful in more root growth, and roots are there is deep root penetration. So because of this, the plant roots are able to absorb more and more mineral and nutrients, and this contributes to improved physical and physiological growth of plant. So that means more growth, more physical growth means better reproductive potential and better yield. So because of the presence of Trichoderma, plants are able to give better yield. In addition, Trichoderma is also able to induce the systemic resistance in plant, and uh, plant is able to fight against different type of abiotic stress as drought condition, heat and stress type of condition, or any type of biotic condition as affect by any type of pathogen or insect. So it induces the systemic resistance in plants so that plant can fight against any type of biotic and abiotic stresses. Next is regulation of phytohormones. So this Trichoderma have the ability to regulate the phytohormones in the plant, so which is also again helpful in contributing to the morphological growth of plant, and other factors as it improves in the physiochemical processes, as it increase the photosynthesis, it is delay the other senescence type of processes and help in the growth and development of plant. So overall, the Trichoderma is able to contribute towards the growth and development of plant by root development, more green growth, more yield, and protection from different type of biotic and abiotic stresses. This is just slide showing the interaction between Trichoderma and the other plant. So plant Trichoderma interaction zone there are three distinct zones. First is the phyllosphere, the second is the endosphere and rhizosphere. Since rhizosphere is the most of the research are done in the rhizosphere area, but all three parts are very important. Phyllosphere is the area where there is interaction of microbe with the outer like green part of plant. Endosphere is the when the microbes enter inside the plant, which is endosphere area. Rhizosphere is the area which is nearby the root zone area, where most of the microbial association works. Like there is root is present, all the other microbes are present. So these three are the interacting zone where Trichoderma can interact with plant. The second is the biocontrol mechanism of Trichoderma. So Trichoderma is there are the biocontrol mechanism of Trichoderma can be done as Trichoderma act as a mycoparasitism and parasitize the pathogen. It can release any antibiotics and suppress the growth of pathogen. There is a competition between pathogen and Trichoderma, and because of the fast growing nature of Trichoderma, it can suppress the growth of pathogen. Again, it can secrete lytic enzyme which degrade the cell wall of pathogens and suppress their growth. The next one is stimulation of the immune and defense response. since we talk about trichoderma is able to induce the resistance system in plant, and it is helpful in controlling, it is helpful in uh, plant to fight against any type of abiotic and biotic stresses. It is also helpful in the plant growth promoting factors by releasing of metabolites and antimicrobial compounds. And it also acts as a plant growth promoting microbes. I think yesterday's presentation, we are talking about plant growth promoting plant growth regulator. So trichoderma is also work as a plant growth regulator because it interacts with the plant growth promoting microbes, and it is helpful in the improvement of growth, health, yield, and tolerance to abiotic stresses. So it is a good example of plant growth promoting microbes. However, it is a fungus, but it works together with other microbes and help in the growth and development of plant. Now let's talk about the plant disease management by Trichoderma. So in addition to the contribution to growth and development of plant, Trichoderma also help as a disease management um, in control of disease against the pathogen. Like it can restrict the entry of any pathogen. Here we can see that Trichoderma identifies and attack the plant pathogenic fungus. Here Trichoderma coil around the pathogenic fungus and suppress its growth. In addition to that, Trichoderma also um, make a protective gel again around the root surface, and which is restricting the growth of the further restrict the growth of this harmful pathogen, and it induce resistance for plant disease control. And similarly, it also, just like it attacks against the plant pathogenic fungus, it also destroys the nematodes or other harmful pests. This is a slide showing the antagonistic activity of Trichoderma. So it is in the laboratory condition. Antagonistic activity of Trichoderma hematum against other fungus. So this is the strain of Trichoderma, and the other one is Sclerotium rolfsi. So they inoculated both the strain in a Petri plate. And as the incubation time is going ahead, you can see that Trichoderma like suppresses the growth of this pathogen. That means it is a fast-growing fungus, and it suppresses the growth of pathogen. So similar work is done in the field condition as well as in the lab. So we can see here in the last slide, Trichoderma completely suppresses the growth of the pathogen. Role of Trichoderma as a decomposer. In addition to the growth and development of plant and um, and biocontrol agent, it also acts as a decomposer in nutrient cycling. As whenever there is plant or animal matter in the soil, it helps in the breakdown of this matter and break down this organic matter and help in contributing the nutrients in soil. These nutrients can be absorbed by the plant, and it is helpful in the growth and development of plant. So Trichoderma play an important role in nutrient cycling by decomposing of this organic matter and making the soil more nutritious. So now let's talk about some case studies. This is an example of rice plant treated with trichoderma and resulted better growth compared to the treat one. We can see in the left side trichoderma species, the rice plant which is treated with trichoderma species is showing the good green growth and in comparison to the control. In addition to this, also it is showing the good growth in the root area in comparison to the control one. So it is helpful in the growth and develop in the green part as well as in the root area of the plant. This is the slide which is showing the research trend in trichoderma studies across plant ecosystem. As we already talked about this, that there are three different plant interaction zone. So all these three are important, the phylosphere, endosphere, and rhizosphere, but most of the studies done in the rhizosphere area. So in this research paper, but they studied all of like so many documents, and what they have found is most of the studies are done in the rhizosphere area, followed by endosphere and phylosphere. So it's like there is a need to do more and more research in the endosphere and phyllosphere area to find out its interaction with the plant in the area, but need more and more research in to find out the interaction of uh, trichoderma with the rhizosphere, with the endosphere and phyllosphere area. So this is a slide showing the effect of trichoderma on ginseng plant. In this slide, we can see that um, trichoderma, what they have did is they treated some plants as with trichoderma and kept some plants as control one. So trichoderma play an important role in improving plant biomass by influencing the soil environment. So after treating, what they have found is they have checked the fresh weight and dry weight of plants, and what they found is the fresh weight and dry weight of plants which are treated with trichoderma have shown the better result in comparison to the control one. This shows the important role of trichoderma in improving the plant biomass by influencing the soil environment. And after the experiment, they checked the they checked the soil values, and what they found is the pH value, the available phosphorus and potassium content in the ginseng rhizosphere soil was good in comparison to the control one. So this application of trichoderma species is showing the increased soil nutrients and more soil microbial community and helpful in enhancing the biomass of the ginseng. This is one more example in which trichoderma application for crop biofertilization and biocontrol. So this is done to check the biological activity of trichoderma against pathogen involved in root rot in ginseng in vitro and in the field condition as well. So trichoderma was applied in the seeding treatment plot by mixing with bran. We can see in the left side, the white thing, we can see the presence of this trichoderma in the field, and the other side is not treated with trichoderma. So when they evaluated the result, they have found that the survival rate of seedling, they have done this study in two years, like 2016 and 2017, and both the years they found the similar results. And what they found is survival rate of seedling is higher in trichoderma treated plant, while the disease incidence is higher in non-treated plant. So ginseng growth and ginseng root rot control were evaluated in terms of biomass and incidence, and they have found that survival rate was higher in the treated plant. So this experiment shows the efficacy of trichoderma in both of plant as well as reducing the disease incidence. This is an example of trichoderma on growth of garlic, in which they have treated the garlic plant, and they have found that the garlic growth rate, garlic root length, and garlic tuber weight was higher in trichoderma treated plants in comparison to the control one. This is a slide showing the growth promoting effect of trichoderma on apples. So they have used two trichoderma strain L7 and M19, and they were assessed against the Fusarium oxysporum pathogen responsible for apple replant disease. And what they found is plant height, stem diameter, number of blades, and chlorophyll content was higher in trichoderma treated plants in comparison to the control one. Now let's talk about the advantage of trichoderma in agriculture. So there are a number of advantage of trichoderma for the plants to maintain the soil health as well as our environment. So first is the increase in water retention capacity, since trichoderma uh, releases many exudates and it interacts with the root area. It is helpful in binding the soil particles together, increasing the soil aggregation. This soil aggregation helps towards increasing the soil porosity and increase the water retention capacity of the soil. It also stimulates the plant growth by releasing some growth promoting factors, hormones, enzymes. So this is helpful in the growth and development of plant. It is also helpful in soil health enhancement by decomposition of organic waste and helpful in contributing in the soil health by enhancing the nutrient content of soil. It also helpful in inducing the resistance in plant against the biotic and abiotic stresses, as we already discussed in the earlier slides. So by all these factors, it is helpful in reducing the dependency of chemicals, since we are using this as a plant growth promoter as well as a biocontrol. So it is helpful in reducing the dependency in different type of chemicals. It also acts as a biocontrol agent for pathogen, and because of this property, it is an important component in integrated disease and pest management. Now let's talk about nurture growth biofertilizer. So nurture growth biofertilizer have number of beneficial microbes, and Trichoderma is one of the important microbes which is present in nurture growth biofertilizer. Um, since we all know about the properties of Trichoderma, so this Trichoderma, along with the other beneficial microbes, it is helpful in improving the soil health and water retention capacity. It also build a resilience in climate and abiotic stresses. It is helpful in the promotion of growth and development of plant. It is also helpful in enhancing the nutrient availability and uptake of those nutrients. And this is 100% certified organic and chemical free product and all in one. Since in the yesterday presentation also we talked about it contains all the properties of biostimulants, biofertilizer, and bioinoculants. So it is all in one product. And how it works in the field, as beneficial microbes like Trichoderma are present in this project. So these beneficial microbes are released into the soil, and these balances the microbiome of the soil. And it is helpful in the growth of more stronger root, means better nutrient uptake. It means stronger plant. So by making these nutrients bioavailable for plant, it is helpful in the growth and development of plant, and ultimately will get the more yield. So in addition to Trichoderma, there are other beneficial microbes as Bacillus, different species of Bacillus azotobacter, which are helpful in fixing the atmospheric nitrogen, making it available for plant. It is mobilizing and solubilizing the phosphorus and potash and making it available in plants. These also produce plant growth promoting hormones that is helpful in reducing the abiotic stresses. And com compounds, microbes like Trichoderma, which have the property of biocontrol, it is also helpful in reducing the biotic stresses of plant and save it from any type of biotic and abiotic stresses. So now let's talk about the conclusion. For healthy plant growth and development, we need to provide proper nutrition and protection from the pathogens or any type of biotic abiotic stresses to the plant. So we have to give proper nutrition, as well as we have to protect our plant from any type of stresses. So in this regard, beneficial microbes like Trichoderma is a great way by which we can enrich the nutrient availability. We can grow healthy plant, and naturally it can, since it has the property of act as a natural defense against plant diseases. So it's a great source of it is a great component which we can use in sustainable agriculture. And it is widely used as a plant growth promoter and biocontrol agent, as we already discussed in the earlier slides. And since it is helpful in improving the nutrient and water uptake property of plant, and so there is the we can reduce the dependency in any type of chemicals or fertilizers. So using this Trichoderma is a great way by which we can help our plant to grow healthy and save them against any type of biotic or abiotic stresses. And we can go towards sustainable agriculture farming. So this is the end of this presentation. Now you are welcome to ask any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankita. The question here is, does trichoderma have microbial enemies, possibly when applied into the field for crop production?
Okay. So trichoderma has, since it's a microbe, right? So there is an interaction of microbe in the rhizosphere. So yes, there are antagonistic effect of trichoderma and others. So it's like we can't say it enemy in sense, but yes, trichoderma is effective against number of pathogens, especially the soil-borne pathogens, for example, fusarium, sclerotium, any root-borne diseases. So trichoderma, we can use trichoderma against these type of soil-borne pathogens so that it can restrict the entry, restrict the growth of those pathogens, and can protect our crop from those type of pathogens. So there are a number of studies done in the like in vitro and in field studies are done. So this interaction, it's like it's kind of complex, which when we talk about the interaction of these microbes together, because there is antagonistic effect, there is synergistic effect sometimes, because sometimes these microbes are helpful in the growth of each other. Sometimes their role is synergistic. They move towards the same direction, but sometimes it's antagonistic because and there are so many examples in which trichoderma inhibit the growth of those type of harmful pathogen. So and by this property, it is used as a biocontrol agent and restrict the growth of these type of pathogen and save our plant from these biotic stresses.
So another question asked is, can it be applied foliarly? And I also wanted to add to this because a number of our ginseng growers use our biofertilizer, and they always ask, can this, because from their experience, trichoderma has to be applied as a soil application, right? Because that's the best way. However, nurture growth is a foliar application when there is foliage. Uh, Can you comment on that? I think that's what they want to, GZ is asking.
Yeah. So application of the like any product, if we are talking about application, it is mentioned in different type of product, right? How to some prefer foliar spray, some prefer soil spray and all. So let's understand like in my slide, I was talking about the interaction zone like phyllosphere, endosphere, and rhizosphere. So there are three different zones in which there is interaction between microbe and plant. Phyllosphere. So in nurture growth biofertilizer, we usually recommend farmers to for foliar spray because in foliar spray when we are introducing the microbes in the plant, it is interacting with the phyllosphere area of the plant. So there, uh, they can go and they can enter inside the plant by stomata or any cut. But the other thing is how they enter inside the plant. They don't directly enter inside the plant, but they release secondary metabolites which directly absorbed by the plant, and they instantly help in the growth and development of plant. So this is one factor. The other one is when you are applying it as a foliar, eventually it is going the whole plant to the soil. So in the soil also, it is helpful in the interacting with the plant. And if you are applying it as a root or as a soil application, there also it interact with other microbes, and there is a complex process with other microbes, right? That's why we recommend it as a foliar spray because in whenever we apply as a foliar spray, it releases its secondary metabolites and it instantly go inside the plant and show its activity and stimulate the plant for their growth and development. So that's why we recommend it for as a foliar spray, but it depends upon which type of product you are using and how is their recommendation. So accordingly, you can use it in your field.
Thank you. There's another question. Do you have beneficial microbe affect negatively in the role of them? the role of trichoderma? Do other beneficial microbiomes affect negatively the role of trichoderma? Perhaps if you can jump online and just ask the question.
Yeah, so there are a number of microbes. So since Trichoderma is a fast-growing fungus, and usually it's a good usually it is the biocontin as well as for the growth and development of plant, and it's a fast-growing fungus. So usually it suppresses the growth of most of the pathogens, but there might be any I have not known the exact name of any pathogen, any microbe is has a negative impact on trichoderma, but there are a number of pathogens which trichoderma can suppress an activity. I shared some example as fusarium and other microbes as sclerotium and so many root-borne diseases. It is able to control those pathogens and those borne diseases in the soil area, especially soil-borne diseases.